I'm bigcal, and welcome back to my world. It has been another month since the last video. I just keep getting ill this year. It's a massive pain. But anyway, touch wood, I seem to be doing a hell of a lot better now. I don't have a cough anymore. I'm back on some medication that we thought was causing the cough. Yeah, everything's good. Anyway, so it is the end of the month, which only means one thing. DIY gaming box time! So, if you don't know what happens, at the end of every one of these videos, every month, I spin this lovely little roulette wheel. Whatever number it lands on correlates with either a game's console or a theme, like wrestling games. And for the next month, with a budget of £25, I have to collect for that console, or within that theme, and try and get a nice mix of quality and quantity. So last month I spun the wheel, and for the first time ever, it landed on the Sega Game Gear. Yes, Sega's big handheld system that was made to essentially compete with the Game Boy. While it was incredibly bulky, it also had a nice colour screen, which looked great at the time. Nowadays it doesn't really hold up well. You do want to mod your Game Gear to get a much better screen and all that. Unfortunately I haven't done that, so I'm still using a very basic one. But yeah, I like the Game Gear. While I never grew up playing Sega systems as a kid, was always Nintendo, me and my brother did borrow / steal the Game Gear from our auntie with a bag full of games. No idea whatever happened to it, but yeah, we grew up playing the Game Gear, so I have lots of fond memories of it. Anyway, let's just dive in and see what I picked up for it this month. Right, what is in the box? Firstly, we'll go with the cheapest game. This cost a whole 99p, thank you eBay and nobody else bidding. They all came in the nice little Game Gear cases that, Game Boy games and things like that, getting the cases sometimes difficult. When it comes to Game Gear, it's very rare you don't get the cases with them. Crazy. Anyway, this is Aerial Assault, and it is a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up in a nice ship, plane. More, it's not aliens, it's just a plane, and you go around shooting things, collecting power-ups, and yeah, it's a blast. Really good handheld shooter, in my opinion. Looks good. Obviously, footage that you're seeing is all emulated. The Game Gear is now the one system I cannot record footage for without emulation. More on that in a future video, but yeah. It's just fun. It's decent, for 99p. Incredible. I would have paid more for it. It's definitely worth more, in my opinion. And yeah, Aerial Assault, 99p, and it's a fun little side-scrolling shooter. Yeah. Right, next up we have a £4 game, and that is, if I can open the little shell, Ninja Gaiden. And it's Ninja Gaiden on the Game Gear. Go around as a ninja. Getting things with your sword. Katana, is that what the ninjas use? I always get confused with what uses what sword, yeah. And you've also got your ninja stars and things like that you can collect, and a few other weapons. You can run around, you can jump, you can cling and climb walls. You can cling to walls, you can also climb the walls. Great! Bunch of different power-ups and things in there. Yeah, it's a really fun Ninja Gaiden game, but on a handheld. So, especially back in the day, this would have been fantastic. Like I said, playing it now on an actual Game Gear, not as good just because the screen's terrible without modding, but on emulation, I had no issues, looked and sounded really fun. So, Ninja Gaiden, £4, really fun. Now we have some expensive games, for this video. Both of them are £10. Yeah, so I'll get that out of the way now. So I spent a total of £24.99, leaving me with a penny to spare. So, firstly, we have a game that's been on my want list for a long time for the Game Gear. And it really shouldn't have been. Because I was lied to by everything I've seen about it online. I should have looked into more gameplay videos of it, but from everything that I ever saw and ever read about it, it was a turn-based JRPG. Nothing more, just a basic turn-based JRPG. And everyone that told me that, everything that's ever been written that has said that, is a complete lie. It is a tactical / strategy garbage RPG, and I hate them. Yeah, so £10 wasted on Crystal Warriors. Why couldn't it just be the normal JRPG? Normal turn-based, none of this tactical strategy garbage. I hate it, I really do hate it. If you like them, good for you, but I don't, and I just wasted money on this bloody game. Lastly then, a £10 game that people are probably going to think I'm crazy for A, buying, and B, liking when I just went nuts over a tactical strategy RPG, because does anyone really like this game other than me, perhaps? I don't know. I have huge fond memories of it because I grew up playing it on the Game Gear. It's one of the few games that I remember playing on the Game Gear that I don't currently own. So I had to pick it up, even though it was £10, which was still cheap for what I normally see it for, and that is Krusty's Funhouse. There are also console versions of this. Never played the console versions. Well, I'll probably pick up the Super Nintendo version at some point. But yeah, Krusty's Funhouse is a puzzle game that I originally played on the Game Gear and now have it again. I think it's one of those games where maybe in Japan it doesn't have the Simpsons license, so it's just another basic puzzle game. But here, yeah, we got the Simpsons thrown onto it, specifically Krusty and a bunch of mice. So basically, mice have taken over, I don't know, the Krusty studio or something, and it's your job to kill them. Hey, but it's a puzzle game, so it's not as evil. I don't know. Basically, you run around as Krusty in all the different levels, and mice will be wandering about, and it's your job to get them to this big machine at the end where Richie and Scratchy and Bart and other characters show up and murder all of the mice. And in order to do it, you basically have to find blocks around the stages and place them in the right places so that mice can get up higher ledges. They'll go through pipes and things like this and fly around. It's basically just a case of A, finding these different blocks, you can only carry one at a time, and B, figuring out the best route to get the mice into this killing machine. And yeah, I grew up always enjoying it. And I played it again, both on the Game Gear and then through emulation to record footage. And guess what? I still enjoyed it. I still have fun with this game. Yeah, it is what it is. Krusty's Funhouse, a fun puzzle game in my opinion. Had no need to have Krusty involved whatsoever, but I assume they thought it would help sales. I have no idea if it did. It got released on everything at the time, so, you know, maybe it sold decently well because it was on everything, I don't know. But I always had fun with it, Krusty's Funhouse. So yeah, £10 Krusty's Funhouse, £10 wasted, Crystal Warriors, £4 very well spent, Ninja Gaiden, and 99 pence for Aerial Assault, absolute bargain. So 3 out of 4 games, very happy with, 1 very not happy with. Yeah, so all that's left to do now is to spin the wheel and find out what I have to collect for in the month of September. Wow, it's September already. Yeah, so let's get the wheel down here, all nice, and as usual, to save me taking the camera off of there, I'll be using my old handy cam. So let's get this booted up. Okay. Begin the recording and spin! Right, what are we going to get? What are we going to get? Come on. There we go. And it has landed on number 23, which is handheld again, but it's the Nintendo Game Boy / Game Boy Color. Right, we'll turn that off. Okay, so lumped together the Game Boy and Game Boy Color just because I don't think I could ever do one of these just on the Game Boy Color. The library's not fantastic, there are only a very small handful of games. Yeah, so bundle them both together. And yeah, there's a massive library for the original Game Boy. Then you add on the Game Boy Color, you've got some extra games there, not too many I'm not interested in, but yeah. Should be easy enough to find a ton of games, it just depends on what I can get for the price and how many I can get within my budget. So, I'm Big Cal, thanks for watching. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of my Game Gear games this month. Let me know if there's any in particular I should pick up for the Game Boy / Game Boy Color next month, and I'll see you again next time.